Hello, good evening, friends. Welcome to Stamp and Create with Beth. I'm Beth Roy, an Independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today, or actually tonight, is Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. So this is my first video of 2026. I'm just pulling up my video here, so please say hi if you pop in. Go. All right. Hello, Joan. Thanks for joining me this evening. So tonight I want to showcase a brand new product that is coming January 6th. Prayers and Promises. It's a new stamp set. And I absolutely love the sayings. So I'm going to show you some cards that I've made recently with it. And thank you for the love. And we're going to get busy and make a card. You're watching the Seahawks game. Oh, fun. So I paired it with a few things here. So this is Layers of Beauty, and it's a stamp set that has a set of masks that help you color in the flowers. So let me grab that so you can see it. This does have a die set as well. So you have the stamp set and then these layering masks to help you color your flowers. So I paired that together, and then I used a really old retired product. You may have these in your stash. They are called decorative masks, and this pattern is how I got this background here. And these are called, let me tell you what they were called. You may have them in your stash. I just keep them in a little envelope. Let me see if I have a name on these. Artistic Mix. So I kept a lot of these. We would have them, and when they would retire, I still use them. So that's what I used for that background. And then I just did the inside with a little bit of that texture. So this color combo was Cloud Cover, Old Olive, and Secret Sea. And I just really love this. This one is Calypso Coral and Secret Sea with just a little tiny bit of Cloud Cover. And I didn't finish the inside of this one yet. And then I did these three. And I wanted to show you how you could pair this with some of our really pretty designer series papers and make easy cards. Hey, Jenny. Hello, Deb. Thanks for joining me, ladies. So this setup, I mixed and matched some papers. Here's a new paper set that I absolutely adore. And then I realized I have so many beautiful papers, and I really need to use them. So this is Beautiful Gallery. And this is Nature Walk, I believe it's called. Let me tell you, this one comes out, Nature Walk. This set comes out January 6th. And this is Country Woods and Peaceful Garden. So you can mix and match different paper packs and just add in one of these greetings. So aren't these awesome? So we're going to get busy with making a card. What do you guys think? I do happen to have a layer here that I already stamped, and I thought we could use the masks and add some color. and then pick a saying. And I was kind of thinking, this saying, I don't know if I cleaned it. Let me clean it really quick before I put it on my card base here. I was thinking that one of these skinnier sayings would look cute along the side. So you essentially have a 1-layer card here. Okay. So I was thinking this could go something like this, right? And we would stamp right on there. So this has lots of sayings, and let me show you how I did these stamps. So I decided I want to be able to pull my stamps out, but not the whole label. And it comes, this is the sturdy acetate, and then it has a flimsy acetate. And what I did was, while these were on and brand new, I took my smoky slate, I inked it, I pressed it onto a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, like that. I pressed down. Then I took the flimsy side of the acetate, and I just used some glue dots in each corner, because that way I felt like if I decide I want to take this off, I can remove those glue dots. If I decide to make this permanent, then I can take this up and put tear and tape down. But I thought this would be easier for me to just pull out, and I can see what I'm stamping, and then these go right on top and they match. So if you want to copy that, you can. The other way was I actually taped it to my label. So let me show you one that I taped. Just so that you can, if you want to do this, you can. So this one, I did the stamping, and then I taped that acetate to the actual packaging. And I don't know if I like this as, I think I like this better, because I like to be able to pull out my stamps. So I'm kind of testing a few different ways that I think I might want to do it, just so that I can see what I like. This is new packaging, and well, I'm just having a little fun with it. And the ones that have coordinating dies, I'm putting them in the same packaging. So, wow, I can't believe the space saver this is. I love it. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. You guys on board? And I kind of like, since these are kind of sympathy cards, or maybe kind of like a thinking of you. So this one actually says grieve, but keeping you in my thoughts, holding you in my heart, remembering you in my prayers. Doesn't necessarily have to be a sympathy card, but it could just be one of your friends are going through something, or one of your family members, and you want to send them a little card to, you know, like a pick-me-up. So I was thinking I would use that with this, and I already stamped this. This is stamped in smoky slate, it looks like, on basic white. And I just let the flower hang off. The flower is quite large, so I just kind of left it hang off. But I'm going to take this out while I do my sponging. And let's see, where did I put my stack of cards here? I don't know what colors I want to use. This one I used Calypso Coral, and this one I used Cloud Cover. What do you guys think? You guys have a preference? I know you all are crafting while I'm crafting, so hey Hey, Vicky. For some reason, my comments aren't coming up. Hold on. Let me refresh here. Oh, great. Vicky, how are you? Looks like Christy's watching. Hey, everyone. I don't know why my comments aren't working on Facebook, so, you know. Spring colors. Okay. So I'm trying to look on my phone because oh, there Deb's came up. For whatever reason, not all the comments are showing. So, you know, it's Saturday night. What can I say? I'm drinking a hot tea. All right, let me think. Spring colors. So what if... trying to see what I got over here. Oh, nice, Christy. What a wonderful surprise. So let's see. I'm trying to think what colors we want here. Vicky, you like coral? So the Calypso coral. I like these two colors together. But we can change it to green. Yellow or pink. What do you guys think? Let's see what we got here. Let's see. These are very different colors. So, and a lot of the times you can see this little flower can be done in a different color. So on this one I did it in white and I just added a hint of gray to it. So we don't have to do all the flowers the same. Okay. So let's vote really quick. We haven't had a live where we've been voting. So let's choose 1 crushed curry, 2 pretty in pink, or 3 calypso coral. So put your votes in there, ladies, and we'll get crafting. So I think this Prayers and Promise set is just absolutely wonderful. I think it could be for someone recovering from an illness. It could be for a sympathy card. So some of the sayings are sending love, I'm here for you, give it to God, sorry for your loss, peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, praying that the Lord's promises will bring you hope and comfort in the days ahead. He cares for you always. May you feel God's care and healing as you recover. Keeping you in my thoughts, holding you in my heart, remembering you in my prayers. I think that one might be my favorite. As you grieve, may your memories comfort you, your faith strengthen you, and may hope heal your heart. So I think this is going to be a fabulous set to add to your stash. Oh, coral's winning out. All right. coral it is. Now you could do, you could mix colors. Remember, you're layering these, so, and I'm going to make more of these. So Joan, I didn't forget. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make some of these, okay? Let's see. So let's start on our flowers. And I am going to, let's see, do I want to make these little flowers all the same color? I just really like when they're not the same. So this is Calypso Coral, and I left these white. And you don't have to color the middles. I chose to do that. You could do them a different color. Or you could use a marker. So, let's see. Just making some room here. I'm going to make a big mess on my glass mat, and that's okay. So this is pretty easy. I think I've used it enough times that I know exactly how to line it up. But these masks, they are numbered, and they do have a little notch. So if you are working on a grid paper, you can kind of mark that notch and then line it up every time. Where am I going here? There we go. But I've had this set for a while, and I've been using it for a while. So you could also take a little marker and mark on your glass mat and then clean it off. Or tape it. But I am just going to kind of go with it because I am used to using it. So I've got my blending brush. I've got my Calypso Coral here. And we're just going to get started. And I just pick some of it up on my brush. And I like to start off onto my mat. And this is why I like using the mat. Because then I can brush this on and when I need more ink, I can pull it off of my glass mat. I'm going to grab one thing here. I have some Post-it tape. And if I like to keep if I want these to be a different color, I put some tape over it. Maybe. I might have to tear it a little bit. So I like to tape these off so that I don't get ink down in there. Okay, and it's hanging off, so I don't have to worry about this side over here. And I guess I can do it this way. I can do it any way I want. So I'm just lining that up. Now, if you're using the masks without stamping the outline, which you can do, then you'll want to make sure that you're using that little notch to line everything up. So I'm just starting off with a light covering, and I'm just going over the flowers. So you don't have to press really hard. You can just gently go over it. It leaves a nice soft look. And your flower is going to come out different every time because it's going to depend on how much ink you put on and how dark you make it. So just try not to go over this way, because where this ends, you will get a line on your paper, and you don't want to do that. Okay. Now, I am doing Calypso Coral on all three, but you could come in with different colors. So this is the number 2, and this lines up with this one up here. So you could come in with different colors. You could mix and match. You could do some oranges or Cajun craze, or get really experiment with like pecan pie or like anything. You could do whatever colors you want to try to layer. So when I line this number 2 up, yes, you can use that notch, but I line up the flowers and the things that are covering the middles. That is what I've found to be the easiest for me. Now, yes, the coral with the crushed curry is nice. I think I've actually done that color. When we first came out with this set, I did a lot of different colors. So that's why I said, don't be afraid to just test it out and try those combinations. And look, I got little ink over there because I forgot to cover these. Oh well, we're just going to keep going. So this is adding a little detail. Again, you can make it as dark or light as you want. And I do, this one doesn't have a third one, so I do like to make this a little darker. Again, once you've played with these for a while, you kind of know your own preference. So there's that. So that's mask 2, and then here is mask 3. Again, I'm going to put that notch facing down, and this lines up with the flower middles and the details on these flowers. And so I'm just going to add a little more ink. And this is where you can bring in other colors. Try layering some different colors together, like some oranges or violets and blue. Really fun. Oops, I moved my mask. That's okay. So that's that one. And you see I left these blank. So if you want your middles to be a different color, this number 3 is the one that you use, and you just come in with that other color and add some color on there. So I'm going to grab that crushed curry back, and we're going to do those middles with crushed curry. So let me close the coral up. And I'm just getting a small blending brush and that crushed curry. I'm going to pick some up, scoot this down. Can you guys still see? Okay. So there are those daisy middles. So I use the Post-it tape to kind of mask off if I want to do different colors on the same mask. It just helps me be able to do it and not have to worry. And the colors come out lighter than, like, say, you know, if you were watercoloring or using a marker, okay? So there's our middles. I'm gonna close that up. And to wipe, I'm just gonna clean this off for a minute. I can find my wipes. So the mat cleans up really nice. If you were making a whole bunch of these, you could do all your same colors at one time and then, you know, come back and do the other ones. All right, now we are on to the leaves. So that's number 4. Again, my notch goes down toward the bottom. And I have Old Olive out here. So that's what I'm going to use. Somewhere. And you can use the same green twice. or you can use two different ones. So I'm just going to start with Old Olive, and then I'm going to grab a different color that you might not have thought of using. So I'm going to try something a little different with this one. Sorry, I just noticed my camera is shaking really bad. I'm shaking the whole table. That's okay. So I'm just going over all the leaves. Again, you can do it however you like, whatever colors you like. I want them a little darker. So if you want them darker, you just keep inking and going over your leaves. Oops. And keep moving my mask. Oh well. It's all right. Just take time, line it back up, and keep going. Okay. Now, oh, sorry. I bopped my phone. Thank you for the love. Touchdown, Seattle. Okay, so that was number 4. That's the full leaf. And then this is the detail. And I'm going to try something here. Let's see if we like it. Oops. So my notch goes down. This is number 5. And there we go. After you've done these for a little while, you know exactly what to look for to line it up. I am going to do Pretty Peacock. Let's see how this turns out. So I'm going to come in really light and add that Pretty Peacock right over top of that Old Olive. So what do you guys think? How do you think it's going to turn out? I can say I have never done this color combo. It just popped in my head. So I thought, why not? So what do you think? It's really different. Okay, now I'm going to clean up this mess. And I use blending brushes for the same color family, like all my like greens. So Mossy Meadow and Old Olive, and unless they're really, really different, I just clean them up. Let me see if I have a scrap laying here. You just clean it up by rubbing the brush until the color comes out, okay? So depending on how much you picked up, that's how I clean them. And then this one's can be used for any green, okay? But that's how I do it. You could have a couple, I have a couple greens, and this is stained, but it can be used for another project. Good to go. Okay. Thanks, Deb and Vicky and Joan. Oh. Okay, there we go. So these are easy. You can just wipe them off. You can run them under the sink with just water and, you know, take a little towel and wipe them off. I just use wipes when I'm in my room. And then if they get really grungy, I take them up and I rinse them in the sink. Okay, so now we are ready to stamp this, and we can stamp it so that the greeting is on the right side, or we can turn this and stamp it so that the greeting is over here. And I'm going to use this greeting, the keeping you in my thoughts, holding you in my heart, remembering you in my prayers. So you can just kind of scoot that so that it's around the stuff sticking out. So what do you think? Do you like it on the left or the right? And I am trying to think of what colors we're going to finish this off with, because this is not the colors I brought over here. So Jenny. Oh, the Browns and the Bengals. Well, I can't say I'm going to be watching any games, but you never know. Okay, let's see what I grabbed. One of my lights went out, so I couldn't tell what colors I grabbed. This is Calypso Coral. Okay. This is Old Olive. And then I do have white over here. Okay. You like it on the right side? So you could do like a tone-on-tone kind of thing, okay? I will show it on the right side again. Let me put it on a darker piece. So that would be on the right side. What do you guys think? The right side? And I think I think I'm going to stamp it in Smoky Slate. I'm not going to choose any of the colors that are in my flower set. I'm just going to choose a neutral. Oh, fun, Christy. You're going to the movies. That will be awesome. Okay, so I'm stamping it in Smoky Slate. And you can use a stamp positioner if you're really nervous about getting it straight. I'm just going to go, whoops, with it. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love this. Now, if you have decorative masks like this, you could easily lay this over the top. Now, what I do is I mask my flowers. I use a lighter color so I don't worry about my leaves. If you have a really dark flower, like say you use Secret Sea on your flower, then it would be okay to just do this. It might still show up, but like these little flowers, I have masks cut for my flowers, and I lay this over top, and you use a blending brush and you just go lightly over it, okay? If you want to add something to the background. I am going to leave it as is. I kind of like the simplicity. And now we're just going to mount it, okay, and finish our card. So we have a nice, pretty one-layer card. This is simple stamping. Oops, sorry, bumped my table. So we've stamped this. We used the masks, and you can use whatever colors you have. And then I added in my greeting. You could stamp something on the inside. I'm going to leave mine plain at the moment. So, what do you guys think? Let's choose. I'm going to save that one. Do you like it on Calypso Coral? Okay, there's Calypso Coral. Or do you like it on the Old Olive? Now, you could still, you know, kind of go with something that you didn't even use in your flowers. Like this is Cloud Cover. You can pick, Cloud Cover to me kind of is a neutral. I know it's a grayish blue, but it just seems more neutral to me. And you could definitely use this on your card, and it tones it down a little bit, okay? So don't worry about if you think outside the box. See what colors you have and try them. Try them all. What do you guys think? How do you want to finish this? What base do you want? Old Olive. All right, I see some Old Olives. I think that's what we're going to go with. So the base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. And I just fold it over. I like to pre-score it. It helps it just fold better. And then I use my bone folder to really get a crisp crease. Now I am just using liquid glue. Okay, to put this on. You could pop it up with dimensionals. If you wanted to step this up and you don't want just a simple layer card, you could use the dies. You could do this flower and use the dies and pop it up. Okay, and You could add ribbon and embellishments, but sometimes it's really nice just to make a simple one layer card. And again, you could use some of the other flowers from the set to stamp on the inside. I'm just going to leave mine plain. I like to write in mine, and so I don't always put a lot of things on the inside. So it's completely up to you. You could stamp "I'm here for you" from the set, okay? Or whatever would go with the situation that you're sending the card. Vicky, Smoky Slate. That would be a good color too. I didn't have that one out here. But thank you for that suggestion, because that would work too. So the one I showed, in case you saw it, that was actually cloud cover. But I think it's a good neutral. I think it goes with everything. Okay, so there's card 1. Now I want to show you this card really quick, because I think this layout is really nice. And you can use it any pattern papers that you want. So you get a very different look depending on what you choose. And don't be afraid to mix and match. So I am going to make this card. I have the papers here, and I just wanted to give you some other ideas on what else you can use. What's in your stash that you could pair with this? What papers do you need to use up? I mean, this beautiful gallery paper was one of my favorites, and I've been playing with new product and doing a lot of Christmas cards, and so it kind of got shoved to the back of my stuff, and I just realized it's gorgeous, and it just has so many pieces that you could stamp on. I think I brought it over here. So you could take this piece and stamp, and I would use a stamp positioner. So you could cut this for your card, and you could stamp one of these sayings right there in that sky in basic gray, and I would stamp it a couple times and ink it and stamp it a couple times. That's why I said use a stamp positioner. You could use Secret Sea and really make that dark on there, and you don't need any other layers. So if you're looking for a card, maybe you need to make some masculine sympathy or praying for you cards. This paper pack is gorgeous. So here's this piece that I used here. And, you know, if you wanted to do these measurements, you could use several of these things on the back. Let me show you what this is from, because it might be a little unexpected. So this is the 6x6 piece, and I had used this on a card, and I had this little scrap left over, and I think it worked perfectly. So, you know, think about the papers you have and how can you use them. I can stamp this one if you guys would like to see it. I can cut it and stamp it. Let me put this away. But I do have some of these ready to go, or pretty much ready to go. But I am willing to just make some cards today and show you whatever. I've missed you guys. Oh, okay. You're right, Vicki. Yeah, cloud cover is more blue, and smoky slate would, I think it's close. It's close. But yes, any of those would really work. Sorry if I'm shaking everything. I'm trying to get this stamp clean. I've used it several times already, and it's already stained. So this sketch layout, if you will, sorry, tongue-tied there. This is 3 inches by 5. So we have a regular card base of 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. And then we have this bottom layer is 3 inches by 5. And this one's 2.5 by 4.5, I believe. Of course, none of my rulers are over here. Hold on. Tell you the right, make sure I tell you the right measurements. I had them in my head once. Yeah, 4.5. Okay, sorry about that. So it's 2.5 by 4.5. Yes. And then I just used a die cut. So this die cut, ironically, do you guys remember the tackle box, the Gone Fishing set? Well, that tackle box die cut, you had all these little white rounded rectangles that were left over, and I threw those into my die cut pile, and that is what that is from. So it is, I had a bunch of leftover pieces, I made cards, and I had layered that die up, so I had a bunch of extra white rectangles, and it works perfect. So if you're like me and you save some of those things, go through your bag of or your box of die cuts and see what fits. Yes, I love my stamp positioner. Okay, so this one, the sizes are a little bit different. So these two are exactly the same, but this one, because I had this scrap, let me tell you real quick what that size is. It is 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. So a little bit different size than that. It's skinnier and it's taller. So I changed this based on this scrap. So this is still 3 inches, but it's 5 1/4. Okay, so I just changed the height because this was longer and I didn't want to cut anything off. I just wanted to use up my scraps. So if you have scraps, look at how you can layer them and then just do a die cut or a square or a rectangle. Or use a punch if you have a nice size circle punch. Some of these will fit on a circle, and see how it turns out. So I just have to trim this a little bit, and we will make one of these. And maybe I'll stamp this too, just so you can see it. I think it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so again, this is new paper. This is that Nature Walk. I think it's going to be my favorite. I absolutely love the colors, and I absolutely love the designs on every piece. So this one's already cut to 3, so I'm going to turn it and cut it at 5. And I have my cloud cover base here. This piece, it's so pretty. It's distressed and it has words on it. Don't ask me what it says. Some of them you can kind of tell and pick out, but I really don't know. The other side is a grid, so this could be cute on the bottom with a different, maybe a floral from this. This has some really nice florals. So don't forget, you can mix and match. That's why we have a core colors, so that lots of things come in those colors. Okay, so this one is 2.5, and I'm going to cut it at 4.5. And I'm going to layer these. And let me see what size is this? I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut this one down that I'm going to stamp. I'm cutting it down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm taking 1/8 of an inch off of each end because I don't want to lose all of my Oh, I just cut it too short. Well, guess what? We're going to trim a little bit more off. I cut it to, whoops, I cut it to 5. Let's do 5. Sorry, my phone was ringing and I got distracted. So let's do 5 by 3 3/4. And we're going to stamp that one. If I can figure out where my stamp positioner is. Okay, I'll grab that in a minute. Let's move on to this one. So, this one's pretty easy. It's a regular card base. And our 2 simple layers, and then we're going to stamp. This is from the branching out dies, and I'm just going to stamp. So you can stamp this direction or you can stamp that direction. Let's see what we want to stamp and how it fits. So I have this on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to adhere this on the right-hand side. And I just want to try to make sure my words are facing the right direction. So you can tell which way the words go. So you can kind of see like some of the words. Okay, just make sure they are going the correct direction. Don't want them, I think I got that lopsided. There we go. Okay, easy peasy. Now we're just going to stamp grabbed my positioner really quick. So we're going to stamp this, and let's see, what do we want this to say? So this is praying that the Lord's promises will bring you hope and comfort in the days ahead. What do you guys think? So this is a big one. I guess we could use that one I just had. Keeping you, this is a pretty big die, but you could maybe stamp flowers or something on it. You could also say, may you feel God's care and healing as you recover. And then there's this one. Let me pull this off. As you grieve, may your memories comfort you and faith strengthen you, your faith strengthen you, and may hope heal your heart. I don't know if I like that on the outside of the card. What do you guys think? So I don't know if it'll fit on this die cut even, but I don't know if I like it that way, and it doesn't really fit that way. But I'm just curious, do you think that that could go on the front of the card? I recently saw somebody put it on the front of the card, but I wasn't sure how I felt about it. So you could also use a smaller shape than this. Something simple. See, what other shapes do I have here? I do have these. See, these are from that little fishing set. I just kind of liked this bigger shape. And I kind of wanted to see if I could, if I did it this way. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to try that. All right, let's do it. And I used Secret C down here at the bottom here. Sorry if I'm out of camera here. I'm sliding all over the place. So if you are not working on a glass mat or a good stamping surface, you want to make sure that you have the piercing mats to give you a good cushion for these. And I am just going to kind of get it there in the middle. Hopefully it's straight. I did pretty good. So oh yeah, definitely could do Just a Note or Thinking of You on the outside. And these would be great on the inside with Just a Thinking of You on the outside, okay? I'm gonna wait a second. Where are my dimensionals? And I'm using dimensionals on this just to pop it up. Okay. Okay, are you guys thinking about what you want to use on that other paper? Which one of these would you like to use? I'm kind of thinking Peace I Leave You, My Peace I Give Unto You, because it looks like a serene scene. All right, and then you just pop your saying on. See how simple that was? And if I were you, my best advice, don't leave your ink pad open like that with your hand right by it. So I love this saying, one of my favorites. So like I said, there's lots of good ones in here. I think it's a wonderful set to add to your collection. Okay, what I just do with my... All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I have my stamp positioner, and I'm going to stamp right onto my Designer Series paper. And I'm just going to kind of... let's see, the boats are over here. I kind of feel like my saying should be maybe over here somewhere. Kind of balance that so that it... Let me put that down. And you can test it if you are worried about it not being straight. You can mark where you laid your piece of paper and then stamp on a piece of grid paper and check it and make sure that it's straight. I have grid lines here. I think I did okay. It's really sticky. Just gonna make sure my... Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Okay. And just hold it there. Photopolymers, you don't want to press too hard and squish them, or the letters will squish out. My magnet might be too close. Okay, I'm going to ink it again. I need to re-ink my pad. I've been using this color a lot. Secret Sea is my favorite color. I'm going to ink it one more time. Do you think it's dark enough? Can you guys see it? I can see it. I wasn't sure if it was showing on this. Let me move that out of the way. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Now, let me see what card base I have. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry about that. I couldn't find what I wanted. Okay, so this is Cloud Cover. And it is a color in this paper pack. But I was thinking that basic beige would look better. But now I'm second guessing myself. I feel like Secret Sea might look better. What do you think? Do you like the lighter base or I got ink on me, sorry. Secret Sea. So let me cut these two down real quick while you guys think about it. Which one did you like? So I score my 8.5 by 11 cardstock, the 8.5 side at 4 1/4. Then I turn it and I cut it at 5.5, and now I have 2 card bases ready to go. Okay, this will be a little easier to see now that it's down to size. Okay, here's Secret Sea, and remember I cut it wrong, so I ended up making it a wide border. Okay, Cloud Cover, which apparently I don't have scored. It's Cloud Cover. Or This is basic beige. Okay, let me know your thoughts. A, basic beige. B, cloud cover. Or C, secret C. And we are going to finish up for tonight. We made 3 cards. 3 cards, ladies. So use these ideas and make a stack of cards. Have them ready to go. I had a sympathy card I needed to send, and it was in the midst of Christmas card making, and I never got it sent out. So I am going to send a card, and I thought, you know what, I need to have some things made up and ready to go when I have friends who are in need of a pick-me-up or a sympathy card or just prayers. So, what'd I say? A, B, C? I think that's what I said. So I see 2 votes, 3 votes for cloud cover or secret C. So I think cloud cover is winning out. Ooh, now we're tied. Anyone else on that wants to give a vote? I like all of them. I think it kind of depends on the mood you want to convey. I tend to choose this color. I'm going to be really honest. I tend to choose this, the darkest. So, all right. I think Secret C has barely won out. All of them would work fine. Okay. And then you'll just have a white piece, or you could use basic beige on the inside. So if you kind of want to keep that serene feeling and you don't want to use basic white on the inside, you can use basic beige. I'm not sure what color. Hopefully I said the right color the first time. Basic beige, or you could even use very vanilla, but if you don't want kind of that creamy, like yellow, then you could definitely use the basic beige. And I have many times on the inside. Isn't that pretty? I love it. It's a 1-layer card. The designer series paper did all the work for me, and it's beautiful. So we made 3 cards, but I've lost one of them already. There it is. So again, this is the Prayers and Promises set. It is available, I did not clean that. It is available to you on January 6th. Clean your stamps before you put them away. There we go. All right. So, any questions, ladies? Thanks for hanging out with me on a Saturday night. I appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed these 3 cards and use these ideas. You've got 1-layer cards. You've got some simple layers that you could use scraps. You don't have to use die cuts. If you don't have die cuts, just use a simple square or rectangle. Or if you have like a circle punch or something, use those things that you already have. Yes, sympathy cards are very hard to make. And I think even these could be just a lift you up card. Maybe you just have somebody, going through a hard time. So definitely the beginning of the year, I think, is a time to stock up on cards that you need throughout the year. And it's nice to kind of send these cards even after the holidays for people that just need a little extra love. Thank you all for the love. The 6th in the evening, I will be showing you my picks from the new mini catalog. It goes live on the 6th, so I'll be able to show you the inside of the catalog. And I will have a coffee and a cards this Saturday, January 10th at 9 a.m. So I hope you can join me then. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.